I'm Sue Wilson, and I am sharing with you one of the triple layering dies, the Fuchsia, in today's video. I absolutely love the way these look, and I'll show you how they go together. So I'll introduce the dies we'll be using. I have used the Sending Hugs from our mini shadowed sentiment collection. This is the Fuchsia, so you get the actual flower, you get an extra set of the topper leaves, and then just a little one, so if you want to add some extra leaves around, you can do that. And they're going to be framed with one of our backgrounds called the triple column background. Now this is kind of a cool background because it also fits some of the dies from our older collections, like the stained glass and some of the smaller backgrounds, so you can use it for a lot of things. I'll pop those over to the side. Now I have gone ahead and done the background for this as far as the frame goes. So I'll just explain to you what I've done. I've taken the outside die on the triple column background and I've cut it in white, and then I've taken a background of the outside die, cut it in white, put them together, and then I used the inside cutting edge to cut the center out so it's a nice clean margin. Now I also wanted to show you while I'm here, haven't done it on this card, but you can see it on others. This centerpiece is actually done in 3 columns. So you can use a couple of these together, you can mix and match, you can use this one by itself, there's all sorts of things, or you can just use it all together like a single background. So there's all sorts of fun ideas that you can use with this one. It's a great die. Pop that to the side. So I've added some mounting foam to the back because I want to raise this up for some pretty dimension. And I'm going to put a blue backing on it with our Arctic Blue textured card. Okay, so I'm just going to center that over it. And by the way, one side is not as textured as the other side, so it just depends on what you want to use. I personally prefer the not as textured side for most things. So that is what I'm going to have showing through this one. Okay, so I'm using pinks on the flower, so I've decided to use the Old Rose and the powdered pink as my matte layer here. So I'm going to bring those colors in with my paper pierced white matte that's on top, and we'll put the frame down right in the center of that. Just line that up. Okay, so there we have the base for our card. Tidy up a little bit. Okay, so now I've done a couple of the fuchsias in the Old Rose on top, the powdered pink in the middle, and the white on the background already. I have one more to do, so I thought I'd share it with you. So I've got these already cut. There's no cutting edge on the outside. You're just going to be using the inside piece to cut with on the die that's more open, and then the second die, which you can actually see more metal on, that's going to be your powder pink color. So I'm going to use a little bit of spray glue on the back of these. Let me just get that on my tweezers. There we go. Light spray on that. I'm going to line that up over this. Now you've got a tiny little stem here. So what I try and do is get that sort of where it goes, and then I can move the bottom around to lay in exactly right. I find that's the easiest way. Okay, so I've got that pushed down nice and well. I'm going to bring in the outside cutting edge for the flower, and I'm going to pop that right over the top, and we are going to center that up and tape it into place. I'm a little bit off there. You should be able to look down and just see your flower through there, and if you have any problems, you can lift it up and just sort of eyeball the distance around it. There you go. There's a nice little like a little frame it creates. And just put one more on that edge side. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do my leaf at the same time. We'll cut those both together. So now I've gone ahead and cut the top of the leaf, which is again the one that's got more open area with one shade of green, and then the backing, or the second piece, with a different shade of green. So we're going to do the same thing with that. A little bit of glue on it. There we go. And I'm going to just line up that stem, get that on there, and just move it around till I'm happy with the placement. There we go. And then take my cutting edge and pop that over the top. In fact, let me just double check. I've got a little bit of overspray here, so I'm going to take that off. Otherwise, it'll stick to your base plate. There we go. Okay. Pop that over the top. Some tape here. Again, line up that so it looks even all the way around. And tape it down securely. Let me just give it a quick move to the right. There we go. Okay, so both of those are ready to go. I'll pop those on there together. Give them a quick pass through the platinum machine. There we go. Poke that out. Remove that piece. Oh, my tape is intact, so I can use that if I like. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Now, let's see. Pop that backwards. Let's see if we can get this one off in one piece. There we go. Ah, very good. I can use all of those again. It's always a good plus there. So now we just need the backing piece on this. I've gone with the white, so I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of glue. In fact, I'll tell you what, I'll just use some, it's got a bigger area to glue to here, so I'll use a little bit of Cosmic Shimmer Dry's clear glue. There, and around. Oop, right on the bottom too, maybe. Pop that on there. And get that backing piece. So you can see that flower is so pretty now. And the same with the backing on the leaf. Now I've gone with a dark green, middle green, dark green again. So you don't even have to have 3 different colors. You can do them all even in the same color if you prefer. It still gives you some lovely dimension. Okay. Because I want the leaves on the fuchsia to be this color, that's why I thought it would be easier to do it this way and then over the top. Gives you a little bit of base, although I have to admit I do kind of a little cheat here because I don't want any of that pink actually showing through. So what I do is I cut a bit of it away and then have a little bit of a base to glue to. And I can pop this on there. And I find it's just a bit easier to do, and I don't have to worry about the pink sticking out the side. So we'll do all 3 of these this way. Just take a little bit off the top. In fact, we can even go right to that little spot there. Tiny bit of glue. Pop this one right over, and you can sort of line up the bottom of the stem there. There we go. Give that a second to dry, and we'll do the last one. And that should do the trick. Give that a second. Oop, there we go. Come down a tiny bit that way. There we go. Okay, so now you've got a really pretty fuchsia to play with. So we're going to bring back our base piece here. And I'm going to add a little bit of mounting foam to the back of these. Okay, so now as far as placement goes, because there's not a long stem but fuchsias hang, what I wanted to do was create the illusion of 3 of them hanging in a cluster. So I kind of put the first one down about like this. Now with this mounting foam you can pick it up and move it if you need to, so I'm not really worried about it. And I've got some mounting foam on the back of this one, so I'm going to sort of, let's see, maybe move this over a tiny bit and just cover the top of that so you don't see it's moved too much, like that. And just tuck the end of that right underneath the edge of the frame. And I think I can just poke this one right under the edge there. I have to tell you what I'm going to do. A little bit right off the top of that so I can get it right under there. There we go. I'm liking that, and I've got them kind of bell-shaped coming outward, so you really get the impression of a fuchsia hanging. So I've gone ahead, I've done the Sending Hugs, and I've used the Old Rose color for the sentiment, and I've shadowed it with a white backing, and that will also give you a little bit of room to put your mounting foam on, which is exactly what I want here. And it's nice because on these sentiments like this, even though they're put together as two different, let me show you, as two different dies, the words are individual, so you can mount them in any sort of arrangement you want on, one line or on top of each other. I'm just going to stagger these a little bit and pop that right into place there. And there you have it. I think that's lovely, and you've got a beautiful fuchsia card with all those gorgeous colors popping out at you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the video. We've got our YouTube channel. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and visit me on my new Instagram account, Sue Wilson Crafter.